Hey everybody, I am Jarrett Ross, the GeneaVlogger, and it's a quick genealogy tip. For today's quick genealogy tip, we are going to talk about the 1900 census. And for a lot of people, this is the first census that their family shows up in. So the beginning of the 1900 census starts with the street address. You get the street number, the house number, the street name, then you get their name, often starting with the surname, then their proper name. The next column is the relation to the head of the household. So the next column is color or race, then is sex, male or female. Then they have the birth date, and they break the birth date down by the month and year. And this is the only census that does this. And this is very useful because it helps you really hone in on a more specific birthday. The next column, they'll have the age at their last birthday. Next column, they'll have the marital status, whether they're single, married, or widowed, as well as the number of years that they were married. Now, the next two columns are ones that I think are some of the most useful in terms of immigrant ancestors. And these two columns are the number of kids that were born and the number of kids that are still alive. Now, it's often listed next to the woman, and it doesn't always guarantee that the man of the household will be the father of those children, although that is usually the case. But what is so useful about this is for immigrant ancestors who came over with young children and children who were older and maybe had their own wives or families, it's sometimes hard to connect those older children because you don't have any documentation that really links them. You just have geographic coincidences, you have name coincidences, and maybe a little bit more. And if you're lucky, maybe you'll have a memoir or something that will link them. But often you won't. Knowing how many children an immigrant had who were still alive is very helpful in terms of knowing what to look for. So if you know of 3 children, but it shows that in 1900 they had 5 children who were alive, you know that there's 2 other children that are unaccounted for, and those are children that you should look for. As well, this is very helpful for anyone who ever heard that maybe their great-grandmother had some brother or sister that was just a rumor and no one really knew. It may be hiding in the census right there, and it may actually show that there were 2 children, not just the one. The next 3 columns are the places of birth of that person, their father, and their mother, which is very helpful in figuring out origins of people. The next column tells you what year that they immigrated, tells you how many years that they've been in the United States. Then after that, it has whether or not they're naturalized. The next column is occupation. Then after that, the next couple of columns have to deal with education, reading, writing, how many years of education they've had. And then the next column is home ownership. It'll tell you whether or not they rent their home, whether they own their home, if they have a mortgage, how much that mortgage may be. The trick to using census records for genealogy is all about squeezing as much information as you can out of it. A lot of times when you first look at one of these documents, you may glide over certain things that may end up being some of the most useful tidbits in your research. So be sure not to only look at the people that you're researching, but take a look at their neighbors. Get an idea of where they're living. Get an idea of who they're living around. A lot of these neighbors are people who knew your family, interacted with your family, and they're people who may have a history with your family. For all you know, some of them may even have pictures or stories that you don't even know about your own family. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you do have any questions, please be sure to put them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it the thumbs up. You can also click right about here if you would like to subscribe. You can follow me at GeneaVlogger on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm the GeneaVlogger. I'm out.